Dear children, I wanted you to tell me what chapter or what subject your teacher is going to take. I can give you an example. For example, I'm having a ball in my hand and I'm going to throw the ball. So, Sandhya, I just want to ask you a question that the ball does not go up on its own. I am applying a force on the ball to move. So now you can tell me what lesson Mrs. Jayalakshmi is going to take. It is nothing but laws of motion. So now the class will be handed over to Mrs. Jayalakshmi.
Hi students, good morning. I am Jayalakshmi, science teacher of Comrade Metric High Secondary School. I hope you are all well and I hope you are utilize this time for learning for your forthcoming examination. Online revision classes are going. Now today's chance is topic is physics. Okay, in the physics first lesson, laws of motion. Already we studied in earlier classes and this year also we learned motion. Now I tell what is motion. Moving object is called as motion. Can you know who coined the word motion? Yes, Galileo. Galileo coined the word motion. Galileo and Aristotle, Sir Isaac Newton are. Sisu, stand up. Yes. Who proposed the laws of physics? Who proposed laws of physics? Yes, very good. Sir Isaac Newton. How many laws? 3 laws. What are they? Newton's first law. Yes, second one. Newton's second law. Third one. Newton's third law. Sendamil, it's your turn. Please stand up. Observe the table. What is on the table? Yes, what are they? Doll, stone and top. Isn't it? Now, look at this. From this, what you understand, Sindhamil? Yes. Which law? Newton's first law. Newton's first law. State the Newton's first law. Good, very good. Children, repeat this law. Every body continues to be in its state of rest or the state of uniform motion along a straight line unless it is acted upon by some external force. Okay? Oh. Sandamil, you can continue. What is the another name for Newton's first law? Yes, good, very good. Newton's first law is called as laws of inertia. Laws of inertia. What is laws of inertia? What is inertia? Yes. Good. A body resists to change the state. Resists to change the state. Good. It continues in its motion. Whether it is in motion or to be rest when we apply the unbalanced force. Okay, very good. Sendibil, continue. What are the types of inertia? What are they? Yes, good. Inertia of rest, inertia of motion. Another one, inertia of direction. Google, stand up. Give one example for everyone. First, you give the rest. Yes, a body resists to change in its position at rest. Yes. What is that? Shaking of trees. When you're shaking of tree, what will happen? Tell me. Yeah, few leaves will be fall down. Can you give the example for inertia of motion? Yes. Yes, good. A body resists to change its state of motion. Can you give one example? Yes. Good. Athletes runs before jump. Yes. He is warm up. Yes, good. Athlete runs before whether he going to high jump or long jump. Okay. Next one. Children, do you like comedy? Or you watch a comedy in the TV? Yes. Whose comedy do you like more? Vadivelu. Can you tell one comedy for inertia of motion? Yes, bus comedy. What happened? Vadivelu is standing in the bus. Conductor asked to sit, but he refused. The driver suddenly applied the brake. What happened? He break the glass and falls down. Flying in the air and break the glass, falls down. Yes. That is an example for, correct example for inertia of motion. Okay, clear? Okay, next one, inertia of direction. Yes. When you are sitting in a car, your father take a sudden turn, curved surface. Yes. What will happen? Yes, you will be thrown to another side. That is called as inertia of direction. Give one more example. Okay, I will give you. Splashing of water. Yes, stagnant. Water is on the road. If you drive the vehicle fast, what happen? Yes, water will be splashed on all the direction. Okay, good. Sit down. Clap your hands. Students, observe this experiment. Yes, keenly. So we keep a body on either side of the scale. The scale is not balanced. What should you do? Yes, we have to change the position of any one of the object. Yes, it is not balanced. Yes, now the scale is in equilibrium position. Mithun, stand up. What do you understand from this activity? Yes. Principle of movements. Say principle of movements. Good. Continue. When a number of like and unlike parallel forces act on a rigid body, the body is in equilibrium. That is algebraic sum of clockwise movement is equal to algebraic sum of anti-clockwise movement. Good. No. Students, look at here. P is a pivoted point. An object is placed on either side of the scale. F1 force act on a body. It is rotated at the D1 distance from the pivoted point. And F2 is the force act on another body and it is rotated from the pivoted point at the distance D2. So F2 is acting on a clockwise momentum and F1 is acting on anti-clockwise momentum. Okay? Yes. Movements in clockwise direction. Movements in clockwise direction is equal to movements in anti-clockwise direction. Movements in clockwise direction is equal to movements in anti-clockwise direction. That is F1 into D1 that is equal to F2 into D2. Naveen, why are you laughing? Yeah, you remain what? Playing in seesaw. Yes, yesterday I saw you in the park with your friend. You and friend are sitting on the seesaw. What happened? Yes, a boy moves in upward direction due to your heavier force. Due to your heavier force. How you are balanced? Yes, you are moving towards the pivoted point. Yes, you are moving towards the pivoted point. What will happen? The scale is in equilibrium position. The scale is in equilibrium position. Yes. F1 force acting on you at a distance from the pivoted point D1 and F2 force acting on the boy. He is at a distance from the pivoted point D2. Yes. Good. Complete it. Algebraic movement in clockwise direction is equal to algebraic movement in anti-clockwise direction. Very good. Clap your hands. Next question is Newton's second law of motion. Google, please stand up and say. Yes. Good. Force is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum of the body in the linear motion and change of momentum is what? Change of momentum is along the direction of the force. Yes, good. See here, force is directly proportional to acceleration. Force is directly proportional to acceleration and force is inversely proportional to mass. Look at on the table. Here, two bodies are there. One is lighter weight and another one is heavier weight. I'll give the same force on the two bodies. what will happen? Yes, heavier mass need more forces. So, force is inversely proportional to the mass. Okay, clear? How much force we apply on the object, that much it will be accelerated and cover a distance. Yes. Now we are going to derive the equation F is equal to ma. Okay. Mass m be the mass. M be the mass of a body. Yes. A force applied on a body, it will be accelerated. That is initial velocity u. After certain distance, you change the acceleration. That is called as reaching point. Okay, that is called as V, final velocity. What is linear momentum? Yes, linear momentum P is equal to mass into velocity. Initial momentum P I is equal to mass into initial velocity. Final momentum Pf is equal to mass into velocity mv. Change in momentum. Change in momentum. That is del P is equal to final velocity my momentum minus initial momentum. That is equal to mv minus mu. By Newton's second law, force is equal to rate of change in momentum. Rate of change of momentum. Yes, next one. F is directly proportional to mv by minus mv minus mu by t. This t represent rate. Okay. So F is equal to mv minus mu by t. Once again I write. So the proportion will be changed into equation. So F is equal to K into mv minus mu, write in bracket, by T. K is the proportionality constant. K is equal to 1 in all the system of units. K is equal to 1 in all the system of unit. Is equal to mv minus mu by t. Okay, you take m outside from both the terms. So m is m open bracket v minus u by t. Do you know this already we learned? Yes, very good. Acceleration. What is acceleration? Change in velocity by time. Change in velocity by time. A is equal to v minus u by t. So instead of v minus u by t, we will substitute a. So now you write the formula again. F is equal to m into a. Hence, we derive the equation. Hence, we derive the equation. Okay. Force is a vector quantity or scalar quantity? Good. Force is a vector quantity. Why we say vector quantity? Yes, it has magnitude and direction. Magnitude and direction. What is the unit of force? Unit of force is Newton. Okay? It should be represented in capital letter. Otherwise, we can write force equal to mass, kg. Acceleration, meter per second squared, or kg m s minus 2. Students, what do you know about impulse? Yes, good. Proceed. Large force acting on a body is short interval of time. Short interval of time. So it is called as impulsive force. The force act on a body. That is called as impulsive force. Impulse is denoted by the symbol capital J. That is force into time. By Newton's second law. Yes. By Newton's second law. Yes. What is that? Force is equal to change in momentum with respect to time. Yes. From this equation, we can find impulse. So, impulse is equal to del P is equal to, this T goes to the next side. Denominator goes to numerator. So, force into time. Force into time. Okay? Are you clear? So, J is equal to del P. J is equal to del P. Why you are saying J is equal to del P? Yes. The magnitude of the impulse is equal to magnitude of the momentum. That is Newton force and time second. Lokesh, stand up. Say the answer for this question. What are the two ways to calculate impulse? Yes. Wait. I'll write. Larger force acting in short interval of time and another one smaller force taking a long interval of time. Then stand up. Give one example for each. Yes, first one. Larger force, short interval of time. Good. What is that? Shock absorbers in the vehicles. Okay, for next one. Yes. Cricketers catch a ball taking a long time. Why they are taking a long time? To reduce the impulse. The force does not affect their hands. Very good. How do impulse work in our daily life? bumper in car. How it reduces the impulse? Yes, when they collide, it reduces the force on the body of the car. Next one, airbags. Okay. How it reduces? During the collision, the airbag will be open. So it protects from large impulse. So airbag used in the cars, when it collides, it reduces. It reduces impulse. Very good. Sit. Students, next question you are going to see Newton's third law of motion. Look at here, I am doing a small experiment. You can find out which law it is applicable. Yes, you can say it is Newton's third law. That is, for very good. Continue. For every action, there is an, continue ma, equivalent opposite reaction. Yes. Here which is the action? Yes, a balloon eject the gases through the mouth. That is the action. What is the reaction? It moves forward. That is good. That is called as reaction. Both are in the same direction? No. So we are applying the negative sign. Negative sign indicates the balloon moves in forward direction and action is air is ejected from balloon in opposite direction. Good. Sit down. Yes. Action is represented by F1 and reaction is represented by F2 minus F2. Can you give some example? Yes. Birds flying in the air. What is the action? They push the air by wings. What is the reaction? A body moves forward. Another one example. Yes, you can say. Yes, recoil of gun. When the bullet comes out from the gun, it moves fast. So there is a small momentum in the gun in opposite direction because gun has heavier mass. So their acceleration is less. Very good, ma'am. Students, next question. State and prove the law of conservation of linear momentum. Okay, once again I recall for you. You have to repeat. There is no change in linear momentum of a system of bodies as long as no net external force act on them. Yes, after that they are continuing their motion. Okay, look at here, ma'am. A body A has a mass m, m1, and it moves with the initial velocity u. Again I repeat you, ma'am. A body A has a mass m1 and it moves with the initial velocity u1. And another body B, it has a mass m2. It moves with the initial velocity u2. Both the bodies are moves in the straight line. Here you must understand carefully. u1 is greater than u2. The velocity of the first body is greater than the velocity of the second body. A body is move later than B. Okay. So after a time interval, a particular time, both the bodies are travel in the straight line. During the interval of time t, the body A has collided on body B. Now the force F1, that means F1 force of the body A act on B, and the force F2 of body B act on A. Okay, understand here? What happened? Yes, there is a change in the velocity. Yes. Now your body has moves with the velocity v1 and body B moves with the velocity v2 along the same straight line. They will be continuously move on. Understand, children? Yes. Yes, now force on body B due to A. Force on body due to A. So FB is equal to M2, yes, final velocity V2 minus U2. V2 minus U2 by T. Yes. Next up, force on body. Force on body A due to B. FA is equal to M1 V2 minus U2 by T. By Newton's third law, action force is equal to reaction force. That is, FA is equal to FB. Here we should apply negative sign for opposite directions. Okay. Now substitute the value for FA. M1 V1 minus U1 by T, that is equal to minus of open bracket M2 V2 minus U2 close the bracket by T. Now we cancel the T on both sides. Now you remove the bracket. M1 into V1 minus M1 into U1, that is equal to minus of, remove the smaller bracket, M2 V2 minus M2 U2. Next step, remove the bracket, minus into plus minus M2 V2 minus into minus plus M2 U2. Yes, left hand side M1 V1 minus M1 U1, that is equal to minus M2 V2 plus M2 U2. Yes, bring the terms V2, V on one side and U on another side. M1 V1 plus, here plus is changing of side, minus will be converted into plus, M2 V2, that is equal to M1 U1 plus M2 U2. Yes. an external force, the algebraic sum of moment of after collision is equal to algebraic sum of moment of before collision. Hence, it is proved. Hence, it is proved. Next, we are going to discuss rocket propulsion. Yes. Propulsion of rocket is based on two laws. What are they? Yes, good. Laws of conservation of linear momentum. Yes. What is the second law? Newton's third law. Newton's third law. Okay. Now we are going to see how it will propel. Okay. Now we can see how it propels the rocket. Propulsion of rocket. Okay. So first a fuel is filled in the tank. When the rocket is fired, fuel in the tank is burns and it produces the hot gases. The hot gases are escape with high velocity through the nozzle, from the nozzle. Okay, it produces a huge momentum. The momentum is balanced by action and reaction, force produced in the chamber. It will help to move the rocket in forward direction. Okay, clear up to this? Yes. When the rocket is moved, the velocity will be changed. Depending upon the altitudes, the velocity will be changed. The burning of fuel will be decreases. The mass also decreases. At certain height, the velocity will be increases. At the altitude of the height, high velocity, that is, it helps to eject the rocket in the forward direction from the gravitational pull. That velocity is called as escape velocity. Look at children. Next we are going to recall Newton's universal law of gravitation. For every particle of matter in this universe attracts every other particle with a force. The force is directly proportional to the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. The direction of force act along the line joining the masses. Yes. Next we are going to see force between the two masses. Consider a mass m1 and another mass m2. They are apart from each other. The distance should be measured from center. It should be denoted as R. So the force is directly proportional to the product of the masses, and the force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two masses. Combine these two. Okay, F is directly proportional to m1 m2 and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Yes. Now we change the proportionality into constant. We should add one constant value. Here we are adding capital G. Capital G into m1 into m2 divided by r squared. No, you should not put small g. Okay. Small g is different from capital G. Yes, both are divided by the Newton only. Small g represent acceleration due to gravity, and capital G represent universal law of universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. Yes. What is the value of G? G is equal to 6.674 into 10 power minus 11. You should concentrate at the here. Okay. You should not change the value. 6.614 into 10 power minus 11. And you write the unit. Newton for force, Newton, meter squared, kg minus 2. From this formula, we will be change this. Okay, getting a value G. So G is equal to F R squared M1 into M2. M1 into M2. So Newton for force, meter squared for distance between the two masses, and M1 M2 kg minus 2. Okay, are you clear, students? Are you understand? Yes. So you don't forget to write the power, and you should also write the unit when it is asked in problems. Students, so far we discussed the detailed answers. I hope you are understood. Now we are at the end of the session. Here I have written some questions on the board. Please copy down. Yes, first one. First one, types of inertia with examples. Here in inertia, they can ask them what are the causes of inertia, force act on a body. Okay. Next, state Newton's law of motion. Here we should mention 3 laws. Each and every law you should be write and give one example for this. Okay. Next one, deduce the equation of Newton's second law and derive F is equal to ma. Okay. Here you should give them correct explanations. And don't forget to write the units wherever asked. And also write the powers properly in problem. Okay. Next one, the law of conservation of linear momentum. You should draw the diagram neatly and mark the initial velocity and final velocity and forces on the acting on the body. And next one, rocket propulsion. First you write the law, then explain the propulsion of the rocket. And last question, universal law of gravitation. You have to write the statement and the diagram and the derivations. At the end of the derivation, you should write values and units correctly. Okay? Yes. Next one, you should concentrate in a time management concept. Yes. If you follow the time management, we can get more marks. From these questions, we can expect any 1 or 2 questions in 4 marks and 7 marks. All 4 marks we should complete it in 8 to 9 minutes. Yes. Then Detail, you can take 12 to 15 minutes. Okay? Yes. You should draw wherever the diagram required, you draw neatly. Okay? Next one, you should practice these questions in your home. Whether you completed within the time. I will check your home test note in the next class. Okay? Next class we will discuss the topic optics. I hope we will write and see in it a test note. Thank you.